it's Paula, and today I'm going to show you how to make a dream catcher. So I'm going to start off with some of the basic supplies for this first part that we're doing. So I've got my yarn, and I like to choose a yarn that has a lot of texture, just makes a really pretty ring. Got some scissors, got some super glue, and I've got my faux leather when it comes time to do the actual webbing. So to start, I believe this is a 10-inch ring. You always want to make sure your ring's good and sturdy, that it doesn't bend easily. You can find these at craft stores, online, pretty much everywhere. They're usually somewhere either like in the flower section or embroidery. So we're going to start off, and we're going to tie a knot onto our ring with the yarn that I'm going to use to wrap it. So get a good little knot going here, and then you're not, don't cut this piece. You're going to need this piece for later, and you'll see why at the end. So we're going to start wrapping. Usually I just make sure you're comfortable. It takes a little bit to wrap, but basically you're just going to start wrapping, and you're going to go all the way around your metal ring. As you do it, you want to make sure this finger I use to kind of tighten as I'm going. That way when I'm done at the end, there's no metal showing through. So, and you're just going to keep wrapping until you are completely around the loop. Okay, we're starting to get close to the end here. So you want to wrap, just make sure this is real tight over here. Make sure this is real tight, and then just continue to wrap. Keep this little bad boy to the side. I like to wrap just a couple extra times to be sure that it's going to look really nice. So once you're all the way sealed right here, no more metal, you're going to clip this, and then you're going to tie these two together. So, and that way you will have a very secure ring. And then I'm going to put just a dab of super glue. This just makes sure that the knot's not going to come undone, that this is going to be a real secure. Ooh, I haven't used that in a while. So we're just going to put a little dab right here, like where they meet. And that again is just to make sure that it doesn't come undone, like years down the road or whatever. All right. So I'm going to give that just a minute to set, and look at this. Look at the beautiful colors, the texture. I love it. See, it's kind of like frayed a little bit. We've got some different shades of turquoise, and very pretty. So that's going to set the tone for the dream catcher we're making. Don't worry about this knot. We're going to cover this up later, so don't worry about that. So Now the next step is going to be, we're going to do our webbing on the inside. So what I like to do is usually go ahead and start right there where that little knot is, just because it makes it easier. Point of reference. And for this middle part, you can use, so here I'm using faux leather. I really like the hemp. The natural hemp cord is a very pretty use to do the webbing with. This is just a faux leather, and usually when I buy it, it's like on cardboard. There's usually like 4 different colors or whatever, and what I like to do when I get home is wrap them on a popsicle stick. You'll see why, but it makes it so much easier to go in and out as you're doing the webbing. So we're going to take this and we're going to tie a little knot right here. Make sure it's good and tight. You don't want to get through all your webbing and have this come undone. That would not be good. So again, I'm going to put just a little dot of super glue right there. Make sure that knot stays tied. And then very carefully going to clip this little piece right here. There we go. Okay. So, to begin to do the webbing, I like to turn so my knot's down into the web on the underside of the loop. I like to start it like that. Depending on the size of ring you're working with and how big or little you want your web to be, I usually go for about 1 inch to 1.5 inches lines. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to bring this over, bring this down and up through, and then position it where you want it, and then just pull that tight. So you're going to continue to do this all the way around. So again, just pull it tight, take your stick, go under, get it to the size you want, and then just pull it tight. And you're going to go like that all the way around until this whole, till you get to the other side where you started. Once you start getting close over here, you want to kind of start gauging because you want it to look as even as possible. So I just start gauging, like I can probably do 3 right here, so I'm going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to bring it right back over here to where we started. Okay, now at this point, that's kind of the base structure for the web. And so at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to take your cord, whatever you're choosing to use, and you're going to bring it up through the bottom of each of these little things. Now this is kind of thick, so I've kind of got to wiggle it just a little bit and pull to get it through. But you're going to do that each time. You're going to go up under, and down. And this will get a lot easier as you get to the next level because you won't be working against that wire rim right there. Sorry, my starting to unravel on the other side. I'm just gonna wrap it up real quick here and try and keep it. So this is the last one. And then as you see, it starts to form these little triangles. The first one you're gonna have to kind of pull down and find yourself because it doesn't really form very well. But you're gonna stick this up through that, like that. And then the other ones are gonna be pretty easy to find because you can see there are all these little triangles that have formed right here. So you're just, with each one of these, you're gonna go up through the triangle and pull. Up through the triangle and pull. And you're gonna keep doing this as you go around. Okay, now as you get closer to your center, the little things are gonna get kind of harder to, you just gotta work with your fingers and kind of get them open to go through. So, just gotta work with your fingers to pry them open a little bit and get your webbing through. Getting small. See, now they're starting, as I'm pulling, they're starting to get real small. So you just got to get in there with your fingers, open them up a little bit. And then like even here, okay, so this is something as you get towards the center, you'll start to see happen. Sometimes you have to play with the string a little bit because like this knot, this little X right here could completely disappear, or the little triangle, not X. See, it like completely disappeared. So you got to kind of play with your string a little bit, see where those little triangles are, and then just work your fingers to get this up through there again. See, like that one kind of disappeared, but it's in there, so we're just gonna go. As you get closer, you want to start kind of pulling and seeing where you're at. I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty tight little dream catcher. So we're going to stop right now. And then I'm going to actually grab a bead to tie this off with. When you're looking for a bead to tie this off, you've got to have something that this cord will go through. So it's usually best to get something with kind of a big hole. If you guys can see it there through it's got a good size hole. So we're going to pull this. We're going to give ourselves some ample space here because we're going to use this later. So we're going to put that to the side. And then we're going to thread this through the bead. We're going to get it down here. We're going to pull it as tight as we want it to go. And then we're going to tie this under. Make sure this goes under the bead right there. Again. Yay, and we're through our first part of the dream catcher. And now we're gonna go on to show you how to make the fringe, the tail I like to call it. It makes it look like a really, really pretty wall hanging, not just a dream catcher. So we're gonna go on to do that part next.